Okay, so quick update on what I'm planning on doing today. It's a long weekend up here, Thanksgiving weekend for us. It's going to be actually really nice, 24, 25 Celsius, so better than 70 every day. So I'm going to try and get some stuff done around here. What I was planning on doing today was go into my container and pull the windshield out of the truck cab I've got in there and put it in, obviously, that truck. And I'm going to do a little bit of side stuff. You know, I got to wire up an outlet so that I can actually plug in a set of lights that go out to the cargo container and all this and that, but that's not that important. So anyways, I'm going to get to that. I was going to do an outdoor video, but you know, my eyes are a little bit sore. I went to the optometrist yesterday, put some kind of dilating drops in them, and better than 18 hours later, they're still dilated, and I'm really sensitive to light. So it was really difficult just to walk around outside this morning. Anyways, that's in preparation for something really good that's coming up. In about 2 weeks, I'm going to get my eyes lasered, and I'll get rid of these binoculars I wear all the time. And that'll be a good thing. Expensive thing, but a good thing. Oh yeah, some other interesting things I'm trying to wrangle here. I'm trying to trade a pinball machine for a 68 Camaro. Now the guy, he was amenable to the trade, but he wanted $700 on top of it. It's a project car, but it's a convertible project car. It has a title and all that, engine and transmission in it, but it's pretty rough. We'll see. I emailed him back, said I was thinking, you know, straight up trade, but if that's not, you know, no offense, you know, kind of thing, but we'll see what he comes back with. Might have another project sitting here. Okay guys, I got my outlet wired up in my tractor shed there, and I plugged in my container. I don't think I've shown anybody what it looks like in there, so I'll give you a quick look. Okay, 44-foot cargo container, and it's my engine test stand, bunch of tires, Cadillac 425 that is going to go in the half-ton I've got behind the shop, 72 half-ton. A couple of transmissions here. That's the 400 that goes with the Cadillac, you can tell by the bell housing. It's a TH350 that was off of another 4x4. This was the one that came with the 4x4 that I'm working on right now, but because it had an NP203, I didn't really want to use it. Now you saw it when I came in. This is probably my favorite project of all, but is the one that is probably the least likely is going to go anywhere, and that's my 72 Suburban. I bought a lot of parts for it that I'm actually using on the truck I'm building right now, and did, you know, some engine work on it. Boy, those are those ceramic coated headers, and they sure didn't age well in here. They're all rusted all to hell. That's sad. This thing never was on the road, but regardless, you know, did the classic stuff, you know, throwing on the aluminum pulleys and all that bullshit like that. New water pump, new power steering pump, which maybe I should think about taking off of there, using on something else while I'm at it. I might want to steal that rag joint because I need one for the 4x4. Supposedly a new steering box as well in this thing. But yeah, this one is probably going to be least likely to do anything with because the title is messed up on it. A guy brought it up from Alabama for me, and when he crossed the border, he did the paperwork in his name, and I can't find him anymore. And he told me it was just a simple matter that he just has to give me a bill of sale, and when I go to register, they register it in my name. But it doesn't work that way. You have to transfer it into your name, the person who brought it across the border, and then he sells it to me. So I'm not sure what I can do with this thing. You know, it might be a done deal. It might be parts truck, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, I'd like to find another one. This was one with the rear air and like factory air and all that. And it's a nice, yeah, it's a decent truck. It's not great. It needs a little bit of rust repair in the back quarters here. And I've got a new upper hatch for it and all, but yeah, well, too bad. This one is a stupid thing I bought. I bought a 38 Ford body shell. I don't know if I'll ever end up doing anything with it. It's in pretty rough shape, Probably the roughest shape of anything I bought. The floors are just basically completely gone in it. But regardless, here's the one I've come to go and steal the windshield out of. I'm going to clean off the rear window and see if it's any better than the one I got sitting upstairs in the shop, but I don't see it being a big deal. So this is the pane here. I'm going to clean this off so that I can see how bad this is, so that I can see if I need to get a windshield polishing kit for it. I'm going to use some soap and water here so I don't scratch it up any worse than it already is. And then what I have to do is I have to go and cut the weather stripping. I'll do it on the inside and out, even though it really needs to only be done on one side. But actually I'll do it on the inside, that way I'll minimize the risk of damaging the actual windshield glass. I won't scratch the edge and maybe cause a crack to occur. So anyways, I'm going to get to that. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the rear window first. Even though I don't think I'm going to use it, I'm going to take it out. All I'm going to do is I'm going to come in from the inside. I'm going to try from the inside first, and I'm going to cut away from the glass, like basically like that, and cut away the weather stripping. These windows aren't retained with any glue or sealer or anything like that. They're just retained solely by the weather stripping here. There's actually a groove on the inside. Actually, probably pretty easy. I believe if I cut right along here, you can see there's a slight crease in it along there. I can avoid cutting the window. Well, maybe I'll try that first. That might be a little easier. This truck right here is actually another 72 project truck, and I bought it from a guy locally, an older gentleman, and he, I guess, probably had it since new, but I said, well, $700, I can't lose with that kind of price on it. I'm gonna buy it. And so I did. I drove it home. It had a 6-cylinder in it. But my wife was following me in our other truck at the time. And she said every time I hit a bump, rust just fell off of it. And suffice it to say, by the time I got home, I could see that the frame was completely rusted in two behind the driver's side, and was only being held on by a thin strip of metal along the top of the frame. So I was probably only just a little bit away from that truck breaking in half on me on the way home. So there you go. I did get some parts off of it. Now obviously I'm taking the windshield glass out of it, which is all good. And doors that are on the other truck were the ones that were on here. I did have to reskin them. And put in new door bottoms, but otherwise they're the same doors, pretty much brand new doors, but nonetheless pretty new, or pretty much the same door, put it that way. Anyways, whatever, just babbling here. So anyways, I really didn't need to cut that outer piece off, but it makes it a hell of a lot easier to get at this. And I'm trying not to touch the glass with this right now. And it cuts pretty easy. I got a pair of suction cups sitting behind the camera so that I can grab this thing, but it should stay in place until I'm done. Shake, shake, shake. Still can see me. In any case, so like I said, I got a couple of these project trucks. The Suburban behind me, which I'm not sure what I can do with. I'm hoping that maybe, who knows, maybe I can do something where I sign an affidavit saying, yes, I did indeed buy this truck, and here's the title and whatever. But I'll have to go and do some more research on that. Probably have to pay somebody to go and recover the title for it. You know, like I've got all the paperwork. There's no doubt about that. But I simply don't have it in my name. So that's the pain. Okay, let's see what else we can do here. This actually might come out as it is. I just have to remove that bit there, and I should be able to just lift it up and out. See, most of that's just tearing off. You might get a bit of entertainment in a minute or two if I drop this thing, but I think we're good, going good here. So, in any case, this truck might be resurrected in some form or another. I've got another project truck behind the shop, another C10, and this cab. I've got 3 cabs. All are bad in different ways. Well, they have their similarities. All of them are bad in the floor, including this one. This one is bad in the. Notice I'm wearing gloves in case so I don't gash my damn hand open. But oh God, I lose my train of thought so easy, it's crazy. But I've got the other project truck behind the shop. Forgive me if I'm being redundant here. And I've got 3 cabs, and this cab is bad in the floor and in the back wall of the cab of all places. I've not seen that before. It's a different kind of a place for it to rust, but whatever. And that's it. It's actually pretty good everywhere else. Not actually even I think the kicks aren't too bad, which is typically a place that rusts pretty bad, but they'll probably have to be replaced anyways. But I've got another cab in the bed of that truck that's bad in the roof and not so bad in the floor, and the back wall is good. And then that actual truck has a cab that's bad in the floor again, but bad in the firewall as well. It must have trapped some leaves in the it's proving to be quite stubborn here. Let's see if I can get enough of it for me to pull on. That seemed to help a lot. That's bad in the floor, like they all are. And yeah, I can hear it moving. I might have to just hang on to this here. Let's see if I can pop it out. That's bad in the floor, but bad in the firewall because the vent, the thing that brings fresh air into the cab, always seems to catch leaves. And consequently, leaves trap water, truck rusts in the firewall and in the rockers, and you're kind of stuffed. It certainly is all concealed repair work, but it's going to be a lot of repair work. If I shave the firewall, it might not be too bad. It is in here quite firmly. I've cut the entirety of the weather stripping away, and it's still being held in there fairly well. I don't want to get too rainy here, because I don't want to break it, but there we go. Okay, so windshield's out. Now I didn't think ahead, so I don't have a place to put it. I should be able to just lean it up against the wood wall. Anyway, so that other project truck is going to get, probably a compilation of 3 different cabs for it. Like this cab would probably be the best for the roof, firewall, and the front part of the floor there. The blue cab that's sitting in the bed of the truck, or for that matter the green truck green cab that's on it, I could certainly cut from here down for the back wall, but it's going to be a fair bit of work and it's going to be pretty hard to align. I had in mind at one point that I wanted to extend the frame by probably about 8 inches and make an extended cab out of these 3 cabs. And what I was thinking I'd do is I'd use Suburban front doors because they are squared off at the front, and then I'd get another good pair of doors and they would fill in the extra 18 inches in the cab, and you'd have like the newer trucks have, where you have a suicide rear door that opens up. So I'm curious to see who is it that one of the guys that I subscribe to is doing something like that. He hasn't described what he's doing, but it might be interesting to see if he's planning on doing the same thing. In any case, I'm going to shut this off for a second. I'm going to find a place for that window, and then I'm going to cut out this windshield and you can see how that one goes.